What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I want to break down what's going on with Tesla stock and the overall market. I'm also going to talk about some big news coming out involving the whole Israel situation that's still causing the market to have a very lackluster range right now. But let me first say that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And then don't forget about the Webull link. The offer ends very soon. If you sign up for Webull and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. If you deposit $25,000 or more, you're guaranteed 75 of them, and the offer ends in just 2 weeks. Anyways, for Tesla, we're on a bit of a downtrend right now. We saw Tesla just continue to sink, but we're trying to base right now at this 170.5 area. So yes, although Tesla is a little bit more bearish, we're trying to hold this 170.5 support, and we'll see if Tesla holds and closes above 170 or not. That's going to be a very key support. SPY is barely at 510 right now, but it's still showing weakness, and so is the overall market. And the question is, what's going to happen with the whole situation? That's going to have a big effect on whether or not we get a bounce or not by next week. So what's happening right now? Right now, U.S. crude oil is gaining to about $86 a barrel as Israel is reportedly preparing for an attack by Iran this weekend. That's very important. The U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem has restricted government employees and their families from personal travel outside of Jerusalem and other areas like that. And many analysts are saying that crude oil futures could spike to $100 a barrel, which is absolutely insane. Now, the question is, why does this affect Tesla? Shouldn't Tesla go up if gas prices might be going up? The answer is not necessarily, because I think that what really affects Tesla is the narrative. And right now, this whole narrative right now is that Tesla has weakening demand because of high interest rates, and there's no sign of Tesla's demand really showing a big spike in the upwards direction. We could get more insights about this during their earnings, but as of right now, the reason why Tesla is quite lackluster is because of the overall market, and also because of what all this negative news has been saying about the stock. So, in a situation like this, what is likely going to happen if crude starts going up and the market starts tanking more? Tesla could get dragged down in that mess. So, if you don't believe me, just look at the charts. Tesla has been getting dragged down. And if you look at SPY has a very similar pattern. It's been getting dragged down. Look at the QQQ getting dragged down. They're all moving like together because of what's happening right now around the world. Tesla is not looking as weak, of course, because this news is like not as huge for it, but it still affects it to a large extent. So this is going to be very important. Why would Tesla still sink if oil starts going up? Well, like I said before, this is going to cause inflation to go up in the US. It's going to cause prices to start increasing again. And with that happening, the Fed is going to be in a position where they can't cut as soon as they thought they would. In fact, they may have to keep rates higher for longer. That's going to have a big effect on Tesla. Tesla is very interest rate sensitive. That's going to be very important. That is the current narrative on Tesla right now, right? Because Tesla had deliveries, they were not the strongest of deliveries. That's why the share price is not running back up to 200 as of right now. We need another update from Tesla, its board, and etc., and Elon Musk for us to see some like really big changes in the price action. I would say we have to wait for earnings. If Tesla comes down, they start saying the thing where gas prices are going up. They start saying that Tesla demand should be increased. Good guidance comes out, then yes, Tesla could bounce. And then that whole narrative that gas prices are going up, people should be buying more EVs. That could end up helping Tesla later on if we start to see more claims about it, if Tesla gives us evidence that their sales are going up, if we get good guidance, for example, that is what could help Tesla out. But in this case, that's not what happened. All that happened to Tesla is we got some bad deliveries. We got some updates from Elon Musk here and there, but nothing too insane. And we're still waiting for more updates from them. So there's some fear and uncertainty about Tesla right now. And with gas prices going up, the market coming down a bit, Tesla's getting dragged into this. And simultaneously, any risks from the Fed also affected. So if Jerome Powell came out like spontaneously and started saying we may have to keep rates higher for longer, the whole market would come down. SPY would come down, so would the QQQ, and so would Tesla. You guys have to remember that Tesla is still part of this bigger picture. Now, there was some news that came out that CATL has unveiled the Tesla Megapack competitor, claims zero degradation and more capacity. Either way, guys, even if that is the case, Tesla still has incredible Megapacks. That's not really changing my view of them. And what else ends up happening is the popularity is very dependent on the country and factors like this. So even if they do have another Megapack that has more energy density and factors like that, that's great for them. Don't forget that Tesla's also trying to improve theirs, and the list goes on. Just wanted to call this out. It's making some headlines right now. So for support right now, Tesla has this 170.5 area to be watching for. If we lose this, we could be coming all the way down to 169.5. That's going to be our next target. And below that, we have 168 coming. Tesla is looking a little bit weaker. There is a risk of it dropping lower. as the market's dragging it down, you can see it's dipping a bit. For resistance, make sure you watch 171.5. If we break through that, we could be looking for 172.5 all over again. And if that breaks, we could look for a much bigger push. But so far, Tesla is looking a little bit weak. The market's also looking weak, and that's very important and worth noting. For Nvidia, let me just call out that it reached our target of 877. I told you if we lost the 50 EMA at 883, watch 877. That's where this thing currently has gone to. Our next support is going to be all the way down here around 872, followed by 865. So the chart's looking a bit more bearish on Nvidia. This is contributing to the market slowing down. SPY is looking more bearish right now, continuing to fall, losing 510 as support. Our next support right here to be watching for is this low right here, 509.5. If we lose that, watch 508.5. If that fails us, I see 507 coming. 507 is going to be a key support as well, which is where this thing can bounce off of. But as of right now, it's looking more bearish and it does look like it could make its way lower. There's no sign of a bounce yet. The market is getting dragged down. Resistance watch 510.25, basically 512 above that. And then if we break through that, I'm going to be looking at 513.75, the 20 EMA, and 515 and 516.5. As of right now, SPY is sinking. It's looking bearish. It's falling, and there is a risk of more downside. For the QQQ, it's the same thing, thanks to Nvidia especially. We're coming down. Watch 436 is key support. We have 437 as one support, and then 436. If we lose 436, 434 is coming. The chart is barely shuffling around 437, but I could see a dip to about 436 coming. And then for Aapl, we're also showing a little weakness on Aapl. We kind of popped a little bit. We came up to about 178, came down a little bit. Now we're just kind of shuffling, but there is a risk of this dipping a little bit more. So watch this support. If we lose support right over here, you're going to be looking at 174.36 and 172. We also have resistance at 176 and 178. This is showing a little bit more strength in the market trying to hold up, but the downtrend is still imminent, and there is a risk of it dropping a bit if the market starts to drag it lower. It's about 175. So just be careful. It's showing some resilience nonetheless. Supermicro, we have 900. It just lost that support. Now we're essentially sinking down to about on the next level. We have some support at 894. If we lose that, I see it coming all the way down to about 882. The chart is looking more bearish, so just be careful on super micro, guys. That is worth noting. Coinbase has 245 as support. If we lose this, watch 242. And if we try to rebound a bit, we could try to make our way back up to 249. But overall, we're on a downtrend. Amazon's barely holding 185. Watch resistance at 185.88 and 186.64. If we lose 185, look for a bigger dip. As of right now, it's continuing to fall, and we could see a little bit more downside. We could get closer to about the next support over here around, excuse me, around 184 is going to be our next support. For Meta, looking a little bit more bearish. We just lost our support. We're barely holding 510. We have resistance at 511.6, and then we also have 512. If we continue to fall, uh, if we lose this 510 area, could be coming all the way down to about 507. So just be careful. You want to be very, very mindful of all of this. Last but not least, the VIX is on a breakout, so is the dollar. VIX is continuing to uptrend strongly. This is a bearish signal for the markets. So is the fact that the dollar has bounced off the 20 EMA, starting to push up to 106 now. The dollar is ripping higher. The market is slowing down. There is a risk of more downside. But whether or not this continues could depend on what happens over the weekend. So, as you guys know, we have this very, very dire situation in Israel. It's very, very important for the markets. So, we'll see what happens. I hope for the best. I have my fingers crossed. I hope we don't end up seeing an attack. I hope nothing happens over the weekend like that. I hope as many innocent lives are preserved as possible. But with this happening, if there is the attack, the market could gap down on Monday again. So just be careful, be mindful of that. And I just want to give you guys another warning about this whole situation. So for now, get ready, guys, do what you have to do, and I'll see you guys very soon in just a couple of hours. I thank you all for listening. I really appreciate everyone, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you for listening, and peace out.